I wanted to get to a bigger point. Because the time comes, somewhat pun intended, for us to take the gloves off when it comes to Jake Paul.
After I beat Mike Tyson, the amount of people saying this is rigged was crazy.
And I can break his mentality, then I've broken Jake. So this is why it's going to be an interesting fight, because I just don't look at it from a physical standpoint.
Stephen A. Smith reportedly reacted with visible shock following claims involving Mike Tyson and Anthony Joshua that put Jake Paul under intense scrutiny. According to Smith, the situation represents a breaking point for the sport of boxing. Speaking passionately, Smith argued that boxing has allowed itself to drift too far into spectacle and away from legitimacy. He criticized what he described as fights being treated like scripted business ventures rather than genuine athletic competition. In Smith's view, this trend doesn't just hurt individual fighters, it damages the credibility of boxing on a global scale. He suggested that when financial theatrics outweigh competitive integrity, the sport loses its soul. Smith went as far as to say that boxing authorities need to draw a hard line, insisting that promotional gimmicks and manufactured narratives have no place in a sport built on discipline, sacrifice, and real danger. According to him, allowing these spectacles to continue sends the wrong message to fighters who dedicate their lives to the craft. He emphasized that boxing legends and elite professionals have earned their respect through years of punishment, training, and risk, not viral moments or controversial marketing tactics. When that balance is lost, Smith believes the entire sport suffers. Whether fans agree or not, his reaction reflects a growing frustration among traditionalists who feel boxing is at a crossroads, forced to choose between entertainment-driven hype and preserving the authenticity that made it great in the first place.
Kind of things that I'm talking about here. Boxing's a skill. Let me give y'all an example. Remember Francis Ngannou? Remember that monster? That Nigerian nightmare? Remember him? And then we saw him show up and show a little skill against Tyson Fury, who came there out of shape. What happened when he got into the ring with Anthony Joshua? He got put to sleep much in the same way Nate Robinson got put to sleep. Boxing is a...
Anthony Joshua has already made his position unmistakably clear. When asked whether he would go easy on Jake Paul or agree to any special conditions, Joshua dismissed the idea outright. The former two-time heavyweight champion emphasized that he only competes under real, professional standards. No gimmicks, no scripted outcomes, and no compromises. Joshua stated that every fight he enters is treated with the seriousness of a world-class contest. According to Joshua, his legacy has been built through discipline, risk, and years of elite competition. And he has no intention of jeopardizing that reputation for entertainment value or financial incentives. He made it clear that boxing, at its core, is a sport that demands authenticity, and he refuses to participate in anything that undermines its integrity. His stance sends a strong message. If he steps into the ring, it will be under legitimate conditions with real consequences, exactly as a world champion should.
With Jake, what I learned about Jake is, so when you look at the physicality stuff, and as you said, he's looking at my chest, I think Jake is someone where I got to beat him mentally because he's a mental person. This is my observation. A lot of what Jake's preparation is based around is not only the physical aspects of training, but the way he thinks, meditation, breath work. And if I can break his soul and I can break his mentality, then I've broken Jake. So this is why it's going to be an interesting fight, because I just don't look at it from a physical standpoint. I know the person that's in front of me, and I know that I got to break it. That's what I said, I got to take his soul. It's not just physical, I got to take your soul in the ring.
Only person that can do that is God.
I knew he was going to say that.
Is he f***ing with your brain?
No, I don't know. That's what I was going to ask, is how do you plan on doing that? Like, when is it going to start?
Because everything...
I mean, obviously in the fight it's different, you know? But, I mean, when are you going to start taking it?
I've just seen in fights when I can see someone's, let's call it energy, frequency leaving their body. And that's what my goal is to do the same to you. You have that instinct. You can see it. When you're fighting, you can just see a small glimmer of someone that's just about to start fading. And then you just keep exploiting that, keep exploiting that until some people give up. Some people get knocked out. will figure out. But as I said, for me, it's not just going in there and being dominating physically. I want to break him down spiritually and mentally.
That's some deep boxing you just.
Mike Tyson has reportedly suggested that Jake Paul attempted to script certain elements of their fight. According to Tyson, money was never a motivating factor. He emphasized that he is already financially secure and that no payday could change his lifestyle or define his legacy. Tyson explained that he agreed to step into the ring one final time for deeply personal reasons, not profit. The bout, he said, was about proving something to himself, not chasing headlines or financial gain. Sources close to the situation claim that Tyson resisted any effort to control or predetermine the outcome of the fight. While rumors of scripting and staged moments circulated online, Tyson's stance remained firm. He would only participate under real conditions. If true, his comments draw a clear line between spectacle and sport, reinforcing the idea that, for Tyson, boxing has always been about authenticity, pride, and personal meaning rather than business arrangements or manufactured drama.
To walk away from?
This fight is not going to change my lifestyle financially. I'm a fighter. I feel good. I can do it. I feel I can beat this guy.
Come on. Well, we're going to be in the building. I'm going to be there. Speaking of the exhibition with Roy, like when that exhibition happened, man, I felt like it was two of my uncles.
Joe Rogan has openly discussed what he believes is a clear pattern behind Jake Paul's boxing career. According to Rogan, Paul consistently selects opponents who may appear physically imposing but are strategically safer in critical ways. He argues that these matchups are deliberate, not coincidental. Rogan points out that many of these opponents bring enormous name recognition, which guarantees massive attention regardless of the actual sporting risk. From a business standpoint, the formula works. Even if the fight lacks true competitive danger, the spotlight remains firmly on Jake Paul. Using Mike Tyson as an example, Rogan explains that legendary figures draw audiences the moment they step into the ring. Their presence alone turns any bout into an event. In these situations, entertainment often takes precedence over competition. Rogan suggests that this dynamic leaves fans with lingering doubts. The outcomes can appear conveniently tilted in Paul's favor, raising questions about whether these fights are authentic athletic contests or carefully managed spectacles engineered to maximize profit, exposure, and control.
Different thing with that guy.
Well, it's like Matt always says, play to your strengths.
Yeah,
no
but
doubt.
you know, you got to take that payday. I mean, what did he make out of that fight? He probably made $10 million or something.
Yeah,
and Jake Paul's very smart, man. Like he gets guys that he's
Bigger than,
the only
younger
time
than.
he fought another boxer his size was
He
Tom
lost.
Fury, and he lost. Tom Fury,
Good fight.
Tommy Fury.
Very
Tommy
good
Fury,
fight.
yeah.
Very good fight. You know, I think he's like any other young up-and-coming boxer. It's just everybody dismisses him because he's a YouTuber.
For sure.
Disney
It's
Channel.
easy to dismiss him, but I was there when he knocked out Tyron, and I was like, man, I'm done with this kid. I was like, I never wanted to corner another fight in my life, man. I was like, yo, he just knocked my boy flat out on his face.
Jake Paul has firmly pushed back against the accusations, dismissing them as baseless and driven by resentment rather than evidence. He argues that the claims of scripted fights are nothing more than fabricated narratives created by critics who refuse to acknowledge his success. According to Paul, the idea that professional bouts could be manipulated ignores the reality of modern boxing. He emphasizes that athletic commissions closely regulate every fight and would never allow illegal interference or predetermined outcomes. From his perspective, the accusations serve as a convenient excuse for skeptics unwilling to accept his evolution as a legitimate fighter. Paul insists that every opponent enters the ring by choice, fully aware of the risks, and that his victories are earned through discipline, preparation, and relentless training. He views the ongoing criticism not as a threat, but as confirmation that he has disrupted the traditional boxing landscape, forcing longtime fans and insiders to confront a new era they are uncomfortable embracing.
I beat Mike Tyson, the amount of people saying this is rigged was crazy. They like showed this clip of Mike Tyson going to swing at me with a left hook, and he like stopped doing it, but saw I had my right hand up. So he would have like swung like this, I catch it and shoot. He's leaning forward like I could have knocked him out. So that's why he stopped throwing it. And it's like they play this one clip and it has literally 50 million views
saw
on
that
TikTok, but the average.
The Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua fight exposed a clear and dangerous mismatch from the opening moments. Former UFC champion Michael Bisping reacted sharply, stating that Jake Paul was nowhere near the level required to compete with an elite heavyweight like Joshua. Bisping described the bout as a harsh lesson in real professional boxing, where timing, technique, and experience ultimately determine the outcome. Joshua's punches were precise and punishing, immediately revealing the gap in class between the two fighters. According to Bisping, the result was inevitable. He emphasized that Paul simply lacked the defensive skills, ring awareness, and technical tools necessary to survive against a world-class boxer operating at the championship level. What unfolded in the ring wasn't a surprise. It was a reminder of how unforgiving true elite boxing can be.
No, that wasn't the case at all. What we saw, in my humble opinion, because I'm a big Anthony Joshua fan. Of course, I've been a supporter for the longest time. A rather lackluster, unmotivated Anthony Joshua that didn't look like he was being particularly nasty, right? Yeah, a lot of the time he was out of range, and okay, it is hard to land a shot on someone that's backing up and moving away the whole time. And there was a lot of times where he had him in the corner and he could have thrown a shot. And sometimes he was telegraphing his shots. And anytime he did go in to throw a punch, as I said before, Jake Paul would shoot in and turn it into a wrestling match. And even when he wasn't shooting in, he was clinching a lot. This is boxing. It's not MMA, as we know. The referee should have done a much better job of getting in there and separating them much, much faster. As I say, it was the 6th round. I think it was the 4th round he got dropped twice. In the 5th round, he got through it. In the 6th round, caught him with the jab, then a glancing right hook. He goes down, and that was that. That was all she wrote, right? I did a live. There was about 9,000 people watching at one point. Nobody was particularly enjoying the matchup. Listen, okay? I respect both men. I respect anyone really that steps into the ring, okay? And certainly going up against Anthony Joshua, that was a tall task, okay? You know, metaphorically and figuratively, right? It was a tall task. It was a big job. It was a tough opponent. It was a mismatch, and it was, right? Jake Paul never worried Anthony Joshua once. He never rung his bell. He never caused any damage. He never had him worried. He never did anything. It wasn't a fight. It was a display of how long can Jake Paul last? Can he run away long enough to...
Critics argue that influencer boxing has fundamentally altered the sport's foundation. As YouTubers and celebrities stepped into the ring, the focus shifted away from technique, discipline, and legacy, and toward views, virality, and revenue. Many believe fights are now built on hype rather than skill. The craft of boxing, once defined by years of mastery and respect for the sport, has been pushed into the background, replaced by aggressive marketing and social media spectacle. These events generate enormous profits through sponsorships, pay-per-view, and streaming deals, fueling accusations that financial success matters more than competitive integrity. For traditional fans, influencer boxing no longer feels like a true contest. Instead, it resembles staged entertainment, where the gloves are real but the priorities are not.
It's pretty rigged overall.
Oh, yes, rigged, dude. I mean, so many politics, even with, MMA, man, there's so many politics. There's no more art anymore. It's just, let's get an influencer in there. I get it. It's like generating money because our attention span is so short. You look at clips now, it's like 7 seconds. I saw a dude slamming a lady the other day and they were like, oh my God, that dude is, I'm like, well, what the do? I'm just gonna pick somebody and slam him. Where's the whole video? And our attention span is just so small. So money talks, of course. Yeah, let's get an influencer in there who has no style, but it draws.
The fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul drew immediate and intense criticism from fans and analysts alike. Many felt the bout looked unnatural, overly controlled in a way that raised uncomfortable questions. Given Tyson's legacy as one of the most feared fighters in boxing history, his restrained performance was especially difficult for viewers to accept. Fans questioned why Tyson appeared hesitant in moments where instinct once made him ruthless. Opportunities that could have shifted the fight never materialized, and the absence of sustained aggression felt impossible to ignore. For critics, this bout became a symbol of everything they believe is wrong with influencer boxing. As more footage circulated online, scrutiny only intensified. Observers pointed to sequences where the pace felt calculated and the exchanges lacked the chaos expected in a genuine, high-stakes fight. The rhythm simply didn't resemble authentic professional boxing. These visual inconsistencies fueled deeper suspicion that the event was designed to protect specific narratives rather than allow an unpredictable contest to unfold. While no concrete evidence proves wrongdoing, the optics alone have been enough to keep the controversy alive. Today, the Tyson-Paul fight is frequently cited whenever discussions of scripted bouts arise. It has become a reference point, one that continues to strengthen public skepticism surrounding Jake Paul's most high-profile matchups. If you love boxing, powerful punches, and real fight breakdowns, make sure to subscribe to VIP Punch. Hit the like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and share this video with true boxing fans. VIP Punch, where every punch matters.